IHAC. I-H-A-C. I hate Adobe Club. When I was 12 years old, this club was started by students who I went to school with and people who I thought were my friends. I was a mess. Why wouldn't I be? I was dealing with something that I did not really know of or didn't know that existed, mental health. Today I'm going to share with you being a student of color, dealing with mental health, the stigma of mental health in the African and African American community, and how being in college I grew from that. I grew up in a home where my parents didn't always see eye to eye. I grew up in a home where my parents loved their children, but we didn't always feel that love. Some of you guys might call that tough love. I grew up in a home where my parents emphasized the importance of education. Education, education, education. I cannot stress this enough. I remember my father telling me. So I had to be perfect. I remember vocalizing to my Nigerian grandmother, "I'm not happy, I want to run away." She responded saying, "What is there not to be happy about? You have both your parents, you have a place to sleep, and you have food to eat." I then started to bottle things. I started to struggle with paying attention in school, and I ended up getting detention. 25% of African Americans seek mental health care compared to 40% of whites. Why is that? A lot of African Americans face obstacles such as lack of education, misunderstanding, community, culture, and just being reluctant to seeking extra health care. There is a lack of representation in this field, a lack of mental health professionals of color, being 1.5%. Now, coming to college, I finally got to be exposed to mental health education awareness. I'm a health studies major. I took school and community health and stress management. Here I learned some techniques where I got to cope with the skills of mental health and struggles. This semester in the city, I struggled a lot with my happiness and I couldn't seem to find time for myself. I was working full time, I was taking 2 classes while trying to graduate, which I'll be doing this May. What had also motivated me was the fact that I want to be a nurse practitioner. Not just any ordinary nurse practitioner, but being a woman of color in this field, I hope to reduce the stigma of mental health in the African American community. I hope to be a vehicle of change for young Black boys and girls so they can see me as a role model for them. Now I encourage you all to check in on your friends, even your strong friends. Check in on yourselves. And to my brothers and sisters, it's important to speak up. That does not make you weak, it makes you strong. Thank you.